How's it going, folks? How you all doing today? Great. All right. So, my journey through college was quite a long and exceptional one. I'm about 25 years old, so I'm guessing I'm pretty close in age to most of you guys. What are you, like 23, 24 about?
24. 19.
So, I came here today to talk to you about the 3 keys to success. So, number 1 is peace of mind. 2 is freedom. And 3 is focus. Pretty much in this order. You have to have, before you can have freedom, you need peace of mind. And before you can have a focus, you need freedom. So, let me tell you how my story starts, basically. Back in freshman year of college, I was a pretty ambitious student. I'd recently been rejected by the girl of my dreams, so I thought I had really big thoughts. I thought I could become something greater, something that would show the whole world that I could be the greatest. My subject focus back then was engineering, which any of you guys taken engineering or know anybody who does engineering? It's basically one of the hardest courses you can possibly take. But something I was neglecting was that I'm more of a people person, and I like to hang out with people and have fun with them and talk to them. And engineering is a very focused major. But here's the problem about being focused. First thing I didn't have was peace of mind. I was going crazy trying to become something I wasn't, trying to expand my mind push it beyond the boundaries of where it had been before. Studying every subject, calculus, math, geology. I was doing things like, I don't know if you know Bruce Lee pretty well, you know, like how he would practice. He would practice like a maniac, essentially. So my routine was this. I would say I need to increase my intelligence by an insane amount, so what I would do was read 150 pages a day. I would work out 2 hours a day. I would be doing upwards of 4 hours of engineering homework a day. And all of this started to degrade on my mind because I started to realize I didn't like the engineering work. I just liked the other parts. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go through the stuff I hate so that I can make big money and that I can do my ideas. But really, you shouldn't be going towards something that you hate just because you want to make the money. See, I was like following the carrot on a stick. I saw the money, you know, like the salary of a really good engineer is about $200,000 plus. I'm like, that'll give me the gateway to my bigger ideas. And then sophomore year hits, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be like, I finally got past freshman year. That was a struggle. And then the sophomore year hits, and it gets really hard. So I really have to strap down on the engineering work. It becomes so hard, in fact, that I enlisted the help of a fraternity. Now, if any of you guys have been in a fraternity, you know that a lot of them are prone to hazing. And me being in a very secluded household with a very nice and nurturing family, I wasn't used to the idea that people manipulated other people for their own means. So I was very trusting, let's just say, of people. So I didn't think they would betray me the way they did. And they essentially utilized my psychological weaknesses against me. And I started to get very fearful of my own life and became very paranoid at that time. And I had what's called a psychotic breakdown. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with different types of mental disorders, but I am classified as type 1 bipolar, which means I had a psychotic incident. And I was very unfortunate because when I had the incident and I was running on the streets, they didn't shoot me. I could have been shot though, because I basically saw the cop and just decided to run away because I thought he was a government agent trying to shoot me, essentially. And then I decided, you know what, this is just crazy. I'm going to try talking my way out of it. But you see, when you're in that sort of zone, you think you have like a godlike mentality. And what they did is they put me into a mental asylum. And when you're in a mental asylum surrounded by crazy people, and I wasn't too crazy, but that really pushed me over the edge. And in that state, those 3 weeks that I was in that place felt like several thousand years. because it's like if you're on like some sort of drug or some that makes you perceive time a lot slower. It's like that, except you're really scared, you're really paranoid all the time, and you think you have the entire knowledge of human history in your brain. So I come out, and I kind of have to reevaluate my whole life, because my brain is much weaker than it was when I first went in. Like, I was thinking, you know, I'm never going to recover from this again, so I might as well live my life pretty easily and just take it easy from now on. But no. Then I guess over the course of 6 months, because I actually got into a relationship when I got out, and that made me feel a lot better. And I said, and my odds were better. So I said, well, I'm doing a little better. Let me try going back in engineering again and like beat myself up, which I did for another 6 months. And then I was like, you know, I'll do something a little easier. So I spent 6 months in accounting. I hated that, and then I had to take a whole year off. And this is where I found out what I really should have been doing. If you noticed, I said that I like doing reading a lot, and I like doing working out a lot. So I didn't realize that I was essentially training myself to be a physical education teacher the whole time I had been trying to do engineering. So like I had been focusing on a completely different topic and been that whole time. And when somebody pointed it out when I was working in a restaurant one night, they said, "Hey Peter, you like doing martial arts, right? Why don't you just do a field that relates to teaching martial arts?" And well, what has to do with a lot of science, because I like science, and what has to do with physical education? Turns out there's a major called exercise science, which combines everything about biology, which is my favorite science, and everything about physical education into one major. And I realized this is probably something I could try. And in this department, I found a lot of friends that backed me up, and slowly but surely, I mean, the problem with me is I'm a jack of all trades, and I love dabbling in lots of stuff. So I figured, what can I do to help people the most? And stuff like motivational outreach like this, where I can talk out and explain my experience, it just lets me, it opens a world for me, because it lets me meet new people, it lets me let off any of the stress, and when I meet new people like this, I start to realize what my real passion is, because I see how I can help other people. I find that the most important thing in life is having a good connection with your 7 closest friends, or even 4 closest friends. And I back my closest friends as much as I can. One of my friends is a musician. I help him do music all the time. My other friend's a writer. I help him write all the time. And that makes me feel good. And I feel like those connections will be good karma in the end, because they will help me find what my goal is. And I will give me the focus I need. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to take control of your life, right, you can't be having some idea or some other person taking control of your steering wheel. You have to be the captain of your own ship, and you have to take control of your life to become the best person you can be. Thank you.